Hello everyone, welcome back to your favorite Trivia Fever Sports channel. So you're here with your host Master Priyadarshan, and obviously I'm here with the answers for yesterday's questions and some more new questions from the world of current affairs in sports today. So let's start off with the answers of yesterday's questions. Here is question number 1. This player inspired Manchester United's thrilling fight back from 2 goals down to snatch a dramatic 3-2 win against Southampton in the English Super League. So who is this player that we were talking about? Well, he is the exciting new signing for Manu, and that is Edinson Cavani. So that was the answer for the first question. Moving on to question number 2. Here it is. Steve Smith has become the fourth batsman to score 3 consecutive ODI tons versus India. Second and third in the list is Nasir Jamshed of Pakistan and Quinton de Kock of South Africa. Who is the player who heads this particular list? Well, it is a Pakistani player again. The name of this player is Zahir Abbas, and that was the answer for the second question. Moving on to question number 3 for yesterday, here it is. During the second ODI between Australia and India, Steve Smith managed to score 104. He also scored a century in the first ODI, also, and in both cases it was in less than 65 balls. Who is the first batsman to score successive hundreds of less than 65 balls in 2 consecutive ODIs? Well, I can give you a small hint for the answer. He was the opening batsman for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, and he is from England. So I think now you know the answer. The player that we are talking about is Johnny Bairstow. So moving on to our next question. Here it is. The Bahrain GP in 2020 was won by Lewis Hamilton. One of the participants of this event was a racer whose first single-seater experience was in Formula Renault 1600 in 2003, when he became the Swiss champion with 10 wins from 10 races. This racer escaped with minor injuries in the Bahrain event after his car exploded into a fireball. So who is this racer who even got away from death, you might say? So the answer that we are looking for is Romain Grosjean. So that is the name of the racer. Well, we all would have seen the pictures and maybe the live stream also of it for those of you who are F1 fans. But it's good that he is safe and sound. Moving on to our next question. Here it is. This particular gentleman was the founder of the Jindal Table Tennis Academy. He is the Dadaji Kondev Award winner. He was the coach of the Indian table tennis team for almost a decade, from 1975 to 1984. Unfortunately, he passed away in November 2020. Name this coach. So the name of this coach is Bomi Minochar Amalstawala. So it's sad that we have lost a table tennis legend, but he has left behind a big legacy. So that's great to know. Moving on to our next question for yesterday. In the Airtel Delhi Marathon in November 2020, this runner clocked the best time ever by an Indian in a half marathon by clicking 1 hour and 30 seconds. I wanted you to tell me the name of this athlete. So the name of this athlete is Avinash Sable. So that is the name. And that brings us to our next question for yesterday. This Ethiopian long distance runner won the men's race in a new event record time of 58 minutes and 52 seconds. The 21-year-old Ethiopian defeated the compatriot, the two-time defending champion Anmalak Belihu and Stephen Kissa of Uganda. So who is this athlete that we are talking about? Well, the name of this athlete who is breaking record after record is Amadework Welilin. So that brings us to our second last question for yesterday. So here is it. In the 2019 Delhi Half Marathon, she finished second. This year, she won it hands down. So name this 2020 Delhi Half Marathon woman winner. So her name is a very interesting name. It's Yelemzov Yahulao. So that brings us to our last question for yesterday. Here it is. He smashed the fastest T20 innings ton for New Zealand when he scored 108 runs off 51 balls in the ongoing November 2020 New Zealand and West Indies series. So all you had to do was tell me the name of this batsman. So the name of this batsman is Glenn Phillips. So this sums up our questions for yesterday. It's time to move on to the 5 questions that I have planned for you today. So here is question number 1. During the 1980s, this person competed in the touring car racing, mainly on the old Nürburgring circuit. From racing, he changed into something else, and the first of it was by him was the Red Bull Ring in Syria. So who is he and what are we talking about? That brings us to our second question for today. Here it is. He is the tennis coach of the Swiss tennis player Stan Wawrinka, Andy Murray, Thomas Berdych, Grigor Dimitrov, Carolina, and Juan Martin del Potro, and very many. So who is this coach who has such a star-studded clientele? Well, moving on to question number 3, here it is. Who is the only Australian batsman to hit 2 centuries in ODIs at the Manuka Oval at Canberra, Australia? So there's only one who has done it till now, and who is this player? Moving on to our 4th question for today, here it is. Former Australian captain Ian Chappell has suggested the ICC to ban a particular shot, saying the shot is blatantly unfair to the bowler and the fielding team. Which shot was he referring to? So that was our 4th question. Moving on to question number 5, here it is. He played for PSG. Manchester United offered him a two-year contract, and there was a considerable buzz about this transfer. He is in the Champions League in 2020, came off the bench with United trailing 2-0 to score twice and set up Bruno Fernandes for the other goal in the game against Southampton. All you have to do is tell me the name of this player. And that brings us to our last question for today. Here it is. This player received a record transfer fee of INR 1.76 crores for his switch from FC Goa to Mumbai City FC. What is the name of this footballer who is playing in the current Indian Super League? So this sums up all our questions for today as well. I hope you will be writing down the answers in the comments below. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I will be seeing you all tomorrow again with the answers for today's questions and some more new questions. So please do stay tuned in. Do wait for my video. That's all from me from now. Till tomorrow, please stay safe, take care, and a very, very good night.